once saved her when she was little. Upon her return to the country, her brother warmly greeted her. At a banquet, guests insulted him, calling him a pedophile. Enraged, she struck them and was scolded by her parents. It turns out she had returned to help her best friend find someone. Elena went to her childhood friend Damian's company, pleading for his help to assist her best friend, but Damian coldly refused. Later, at a dinner gathering, Morgana accused Elena of wearing the same outfit, forcing her to change. Morgana tried to win Damian's favor, but he dismissed her advances, leaving her humiliated. On her way to the party, Elena twisted her ankle and stumbled, only to be swiftly caught by Damian. She tried to pull away, but he held her firmly, his grip both commanding and reassuring. Without a word, he fetched a stylish outfit from his car and handed it to her, insisting she change. His unexpected gesture left Elena momentarily speechless, her heart fluttering as she reluctantly accepted his help. At the banquet, Morgana was proudly praising how well the dress suited her when Elena finally arrived, stunning everyone with her appearance. Morgana's friend aggressively tugged at Elena's dress, demanding to know where she got it. Morgana, though visibly irritated, stopped her friend and led her away. Later, they approached Victor. After drinking the spiked wine, Elena felt dizzy and left the room, only to be seized by a waiter sent by Victor. She broke free and stumbled toward Damian, who had just arrived. Weak and desperate, she fell into his arms, whispering for help. Damian, his expression dark with fury, gently lifted her and carried her away. Elena woke up in Damian's bed, her mind hazy but determined. She pleaded for his help, stumbling toward him before collapsing into his arms. Damian, his emotions a mix of frustration and desire, pulled her up and abruptly tossed her back onto the bed. Pinning her down, he captured her lips in a fierce, possessive kiss. Elena's brother was frantically searching for her. At the same time, Damian carried her to a pool and gently placed her in the water. Leaning out, Elena kissed Damian, her wet hands dampening his shirt. Damian, though reluctant, pressed her back into the pool as the doctor arrived. After administering an injection, the doctor left. Damian then helped Elena out, instructing her to change. Elena's brother burst into the room, demanding to know if Damian had taken advantage of her. Damian calmly explained he had called a doctor. Furious, her brother stormed off, found Victor, and punched him. However, Victor's intimidating status made her brother hesitate. Just then, Damian arrived and kicked Victor into the pool. Turning to Elena, Damian gently comforted her. Though still shaken, Elena seemed deep in thought. Lena went to Damian's company to see him, but was told to meet him at his home that evening. At night, she arrived at his house to return his clothes. Damian, with a sly smile, asked for her contact information as a thank you. Startled by Damian's large dog, Elena stumbled and fell into his arms. Flustered, she quickly stood up and pleaded for his help to assist her best friend. Despite her earnest request, Damian remained unmoved, coldly rejecting her once again. Elena went to the hospital to share the news with her best friend. As she was leaving, she ran into her cousin, Isabella, who sneered and accused Elena's brother of being a pedophile. Enraged, Elena slapped Isabella. Their grandfather witnessed the scene and slapped Elena in return. Elena fired back with sharp words. Isabella, provoked, tried to attack Elena again, but her brother stepped in to shield her. The grandfather, visibly furious, took Isabella away. Though her brother tenderly comforted Elena, his soothing words were cut short by Isabella's lingering glare. As Elena left the hospital, she was greeted by Damian's dog, who carried a pack of cooling gel pads for her swollen cheek. Just as she was about to call Damian, he appeared behind her. In one swift motion, Damian pulled Elena into his arms, shielding her from a passing car. Then, he handed her the company project she had been seeking. Elena smiled sweetly, her gratitude evident, while Damian gently stroked her head, his touch warm and comforting. Elena's mother entrusted her with delivering a precious ring during her brother's proposal. On the proposal day, Morgana tried to embarrass Elena, but Lucas, her brother's friend, stepped in to help. Damian, watching from a distance, observed the scene with a calm yet sharp gaze. That evening, Lucas lent his camera to Damian. Meanwhile, Elena's brother lovingly wrapped a scarf around her, sparking jealousy in his fiancée, Sophia. Lucas reminded Elena to keep the ring safe, and she carefully placed it in her backpack. Unbeknownst to them, Sophia, seething with resentment, began plotting something in the shadows. With a sly smirk, Morgana deliberately kicked Elena's backpack down a steep hillside. Frantic, Elena scrambled after it, but once she retrieved it, she realized she was completely lost. Back at the campsite, her brother noticed her absence and, ignoring Sophia's attempts to stop him, immediately set out to search for her. Meanwhile, Elena stumbled upon an abandoned cabin and curled up in a corner, shivering from the cold and fear. Just as despair began to take hold, a beam of light cut through the darkness. Damian had found her. He draped his warm coat over her legs, sharing its comforting heat. As they sat together, Elena's mind wandered to memories of her brother's unwavering kindness and protection, and she began to question whether her feelings for him were purely familial or something more complicated. Before long, her brother arrived. He gently checked on Elena, asking if she was hurt or cold, and then guided her back to the campsite with a firm yet caring grip. Damian shook off his coat and followed them at a distance. Back at the campsite, Morgana offered a fake apology, but Damian revealed the camera. Lucas checked it and discovered Sophia had orchestrated everything. When Elena's brother confronted Sophia, Elena retrieved the precious ring from her backpack and apologized to Sophia for ruining the proposal, her voice filled with sadness before she walked away. To teach them a lesson, Damian left Morgana, Sophia, and Lucas stranded in the remote mountains, forcing them to spend the night alone in the wilderness. Elena sat alone by the roadside, her heart heavy with sadness. Damian found her and gently urged her into his car, even fastening her seatbelt with care. When they arrived, he opened the door for her, revealing a small noodle shop, his late mother's favorite. The cozy atmosphere soothed Elena's emotions. After the meal, she tried to pay, only to learn Damian had already settled the bill. When she stepped outside, Damian was gone, leaving her with a mix of gratitude and lingering warmth. Isabella and her grandfather schemed to set up Victor and Elena on a blind date. Victor arrived at Elena's home to propose, even threatening her father's career to pressure them. However, Elena's father stood firm, and her mother angrily chased Victor away. Elena, who had feared being used as a bargaining chip, was deeply moved, feeling the warmth and love of her family. Elena went on another blind date, but the man immediately made inappropriate advances. Disgusted, she tried to leave but was harassed. Damian, witnessing the scene, stepped in, kicked the man away, and shielded Elena, sending the man off with a cold glare. As the tension eased, Lucas suggested taking Elena to a bar to help her relax. At the bar, Elena ran into her brother. When asked about her ideal type, she described the complete opposite to avoid causing him trouble, unknowingly matching Damian perfectly. Damian, feigning disinterest, later caught up with her as she left. In her room, he suddenly lifted her onto the table, his voice low as he confessed his desire to be with her. Just as he leaned in to kiss her, a phone call interrupted the moment, leaving the tension unresolved. Elena returned home to a scene of despair. Her mother, tears streaming down her face, revealed that her father had been taken away for investigation. Her brother rushed back, but the stress became too much and their mother fainted. As Elena tended to her, her brother offered comfort, though she couldn't shake the heavy weight of guilt. While her brother reached out for help, Elena overheard a conversation between him and Lucas, learning that Damian might be the only one who could save their father. Later, finding her mother quietly crying in her room, Elena's resolve solidified. Determined to do whatever it took, she decided to seek out Damian herself. Swallowing her pride and fear, she resolved to offer herself. Elena went to Damian's home and, in a bold move, pushed him onto the sofa. The atmosphere quickly grew heated, the tension between them. Grandfather returned to her home, pressuring her to agree to the marriage. However, Elena's mother stood firm, fiercely rejecting their demands. Just as tensions rose, Elena's father, who had been detained, was unexpectedly released and returned home. Damian arrived alongside him, stepping in to forcefully drive Victor away, putting an end to the chaos. During the celebratory dinner, Damian grew visibly jealous when Elena's brother served her food. In a petty move, he knocked the food off her plate and replaced it with his own. Only after seeing Elena eat what he had given her did he flash a satisfied smile. Later, Elena's mother suggested she try on a new dress. As Elena left the room, Damian quietly followed her. Elena's brother, concerned, followed to check on her. However, inside the room, Elena and Damian were locked in a passionate kiss. They held their breath, staying silent until her brother left after calling out to her. Elena teasingly kissed him once more before Damian finally released her. That night, Elena nervously made her way to Damian's house, unsure of what to expect. To her surprise, Damian asked her to tell him a story to help him fall asleep. Sitting by his bed, she narrated with enthusiasm, filling the room with warmth. As Damian drifted off, Elena watched his peaceful face, feeling a deep sense of tenderness and gratitude. At Damian's company, he and Elena finalized plans to launch her project in 5 days. After the meeting, Damian pulled Elena aside, lifting her onto his desk and kissing her passionately. Just then, her brother burst in, shocked and furious. He dragged Damian away, intending to confront him, but Damian landed a punch instead. As tensions flared, Elena rushed in, confessing to her brother that she loved Damian. Overwhelmed with joy, Damian kissed Elena again, right in front of her brother, and whisked her away. Left behind, her brother was comforted by Lucas. But in that moment, he realized his feelings for Elena were not just brotherly love, but something deeper. Isabella spotted Elena and Damian in an intimate moment and quickly snapped a photo. At the launch event, the audience applauded Elena's impressive presentation, but Isabella, seething with jealousy, had someone display the compromising photo, accusing Elena of meddling in someone else's relationship. Just as the crowd began to turn against Elena, Damian stepped forward. He publicly confirmed their relationship and kissed her in front of everyone, silencing the accusations. Meanwhile, Elena's brother, witnessing the scene, storms out in anger. In the elevator, Damian and Elena's kiss was interrupted by Damian's aunt, who witnessed the moment. That night, his aunt approached Elena, urging her to break up with Damian, but Elena firmly refused. Later, Elena's brother confronted her, confessing his feelings and attempting to kiss her, but she dodged him and rejected his advances. As her brother struggled with his emotions, their parents learned of the situation. Surprisingly, they supported the idea of him and Elena being together. Elena was set to go on a business trip during Damian's birthday, which left him visibly displeased. Seeing that Elena was still with Damian, his aunt decided to personally intervene and break them apart. On his birthday, Elena learned that Damian had secretly resolved her work issues. As she prepared to find him, her brother grabbed her hand, confessing his feelings once more, while her mother even brought out a ring. Just then, Damian's aunt stormed in, announcing plans to send Elena abroad. Hearing that Elena was being harassed by his aunt, Damian rushed from his office. When he arrived, Elena was surrounded by the aunt's bodyguards. Damian's furious presence intimidated everyone, and he declared that only death could separate him from Elena. He handed his aunt a gun and pointed it at himself, daring her to act. Terrified, she backed down, no longer willing to interfere. With the chaos settled, Elena tried to approach Damian, but her brother stopped her, proposing once again. This time, Elena firmly chose Damian, her happiness with him evident. Her brother, heartbroken, stepped aside, though their parents eventually gave their blessing. As the storm calmed, Elena and Damian celebrated his birthday together, their love shining brighter than ever.